Oh,
Please wait. Please wait. Are we up and live?
we're live.
Are we live? Let me check. Let me just double check real quick. Oh yeah, we are live.
Refresh.
So the upcoming one, we have to go back in the backside and delete, remember?
I should show the live one right here now, currently, right?
Yeah, so if you refresh, it'll pop up as like around the logo. Maybe go to home. Maybe not because it's my YouTube. Yeah.
Sure.
Who knows? Alrighty. Oh, there you go. Cool.
Make sure we mute it on this side.
Good to go. We good to go.
I think so.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the third live stream.
I don't know if you have to do it. No one's watching.
That's true. For future references, if anyone comes back to this and watches it, whenever I watch people on YouTube in their live stream, they're always like, if they're late in the comment section, I'll be like, "You said you're gonna start at 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. or 10 a.m." Here we are, starting at 8:14, a little bit late, even though we wanted to be here at 8. So that's how it is. Sorry we couldn't do the original Wednesday like we planned to, but
Joe got me sick.
I was sick last week. I got Kyle sick. I got his wife sick. So the reason for yesterday not happening is solely on me. So I'll take all the blame. But here we are, Thursday night. We switched it up, 8 o'clock, to review episode number 3. I kind of forgot what this episode was about. And we just kind of did a quick little glimpse. It's from when we get our donor truck, our 2016 F750, and we start breaking it down for everything we need. One big thing that you guys might have noticed is I now have a caterpillar on my upper lip to match Kyle's. It's a phase. Sometimes I switch it up. When my facial hair gets too long, I like to shave it on up and have a good little mustachio. So, try not to get too turned on throughout the live stream. We're going to keep this family friendly. Kids might be watching, so keep those comments PG for this mustache. But anything, Kyle?
Yeah, like Joe said, sorry it's late, but I'm the one that actually canceled it. I was not feeling good Tuesday or Wednesday. I texted Joe yesterday. I was like, dude, I can't do it. So anyway, so that's why I'm actually kind of excited. We don't know what this video is about.
I know, it's kind of, I literally pulled, as Kyle was pulling it up, I was like, what is this video about?
I even asked him, I was like, are we on the third? Third?
Yeah, we are. The thumbnail's a little misleading because it still shows the F750 instead of our donor truck. I did have pictures of the donor truck when I purchased it, but I didn't have anything thumbnail worthy. And I feel like the F750 CrewCab is a lot more clickable than just a standard 2-wheel drive F250. So we're going to jump right in on it. It's a 26-minute long episode. Go ahead and ask us questions throughout if you guys want. We're more than willing to stop the video and answer those.
Otherwise, at 26 minutes, we're out of here.
Yeah, we're leaving. We're going to cough our way out of the studio. And
Ooh, you even called it a studio now. No longer a streaming room. It's the studio.
oh, yeah. Is it a studio?
I imagine a studio would be nicer.
Anyways, we're going to start this bad boy up. Also, my intros get a little bit better, so. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the third episode of our F750 CrewCab build series. Today's episode, we finally get to introduce to you our brand new donor truck that just got here. We're also at the original donor truck to grab a couple things like the fuel tank and a couple other parts we're going to need to keep this project going. So hopefully by the end of the episode,
grab the fuel tank?
we have a motor and transmission pulled. I think it's at my house. And ready for the transplant in the F750. So stay tuned. Maybe it's still there. I don't know. You should probably get it. It's nice. It's like brand new.
Oh, It's just turn the camera.
Oh yeah, silly me. Look at that beauty. Look at that sex. Also, why is there no music?
Oh.
Well, this is it.
Did it get monetized?
2016
Or did it get...
Ford F250.
No, that happens on
obviously
the backside of things.
The 6.7 Power Stroke.
That's weird because the
With-
volume's obviously working.
76,000 original miles. It used to be a landscaping company truck, so there's not a lot of wear and tear. I mean, it's only the XL, so I'm sure I'll get a bunch of crap for that. I mean, the inside is bare bones, and I mean bare bones. We're talking no power locks, no power windows. It is about as bare and as boring as you can get. However, that's all I want. That's all I need.
All I want.
And it's a perfect truck for what I need in order to put in.
I mean, honestly, an XL is
It's
ideal
only
for the
two-wheel
swap.
drive. I don't really care about a four-wheel drive truck. I've actually had a lot of people message me on Instagram and ask me why it's not a four-wheel drive truck. And my reason for that is, I mean, these are 43-inch tires. The truck already sits really high. The truck has a nice stance. And I'll be 100% honest, I will never be taking this thing off-road. I will never be up in the mountains with it or stuck. It'll be a work truck, and that's about it. And for that purpose, all I need is a two-wheel drive transmission, and that thing right here has it.
Hey, there's music.
Oh, maybe I just didn't add it to the beginning.
Ah!
Listen, maybe I just didn't add it to the first video clip. Stupid. Look how well it fits into that truck.
How fast did that grill come up? Like, I feel like you took like 2 bolts out and the whole thing just popped.
So it does. So it has like 4 or 5 bolts along the top that go over the coolant package,
Yeah.
like
Truck, and that's about
valence.
it. And for that
Like,
purpose, all I need is a two-wheel
and then it
drive
just pops out the bottom.
transmission, and that
I
thing
think if I
right here.
No,
remember
I think
correctly.
you're right because it was just like
I'm
One,
just Speedy Gonzalez.
2, 3.
Look at that.
Wow.
Speedy Gonzalez. I'm gonna pause it. 'Cause I want to talk about the truck real quick.
Oh.
So kind of going back to what I said in the video for people who haven't seen it, when looking for a donor truck, I'll probably get some crap for this, but the original truck, the F750, was a manual. I'm not super keen on driving those things, manual wise. I have a 66 Ford that's a manual, and I'll be honest, it's kind of a pain in the ass to drive for a long period of time. So an automatic is perfectly fine with me. So when I was looking for this truck, I didn't care if it was 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive. So 2-wheel drive made it cheaper to buy, obviously. And I didn't really see a big point in having the F750 CrewCab 4-wheel drive. Because like I said, I mean, the thing is so big that it's not like I will ever take it down some back road for, you know, whatever reason. I'm not going to take it down any trails or like, it's just too big to go anywhere. It's going to be at the worst in an empty lot for building at a building facility or whatever, things like that. So it already sits. Kyle and I have a picture. I wish I could pull it up really quickly. So Kyle took a measurement from the bottom of the concrete or from the top of the concrete in the shop to the bottom of the cab, and it's 38 inches. So there is tons of clearance. Now, obviously, that's not the total clearance of the truck, but how much clearance do you think there is? There's so much room underneath there.
Oh, it's gonna be massive. Like,
Yeah.
this thing, even if he had to go up in the hills, it would like. Other than it just being a 2-wheel drive pickup, it's gonna have so much weight, and there should be so much tire surface area. If you do get it stuck, you're probably pushing the limits of it anyway, as a 2-wheel drive pickup.
Yeah.
So, I feel like you're probably in a position that you shouldn't have been in the first place if you get this something with 43s on it stuck. You know.
Yeah. Exactly.
Anyway.
So the 4-wheel drive thing wasn't that big of a deterrent of this truck because I didn't care if the F750 had 4-wheel drive. And honestly, it's just an added thing that I really don't care about. It's like you would have to have a whole entire separate item hooked up to the transmission. It's another thing to mount. It's another thing to bolt on. It's another thing to figure out. And so it's just wasn't really particularly something I was after. And oh yeah,
Can't see it. Oh yeah, about 38 inches.
Yeah, is there any way to show it to a camera?
Let's see.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
38 inches. So finding this truck, 2-wheel drive, perfect. The whole XL thing, also perfect to me because there's that much less wiring inside when it comes to the dash, when it comes to the center console.
Yes and no.
Well, yes and no.
Half the wiring is just butt connected off. The wires are still there.
Yeah, that's true. But things like going to the door panels, that type of stuff, it's just, I feel like it's going to save us a lot of time of like getting rid of stuff we don't need, keeping the stuff we do, like troubleshooting it. This we just know, well.
Do you want electric windows?
I'm not too keen on it.
Have you ever seen Red Green?
I have, and I see there's.
Do you remember that episode? Did you ever see it?
No, I've seen.
He's in the old Chevy pickup, and he takes an egg beater and he splines it into the manual window. And he's like, you know, you got one side that spins the other way, and the other one. So if you want to go up, just put it in this one. It goes, it zips up, and he's like, if you want to go down, you just put it on the other side, and it goes, wham!
I haven't seen that.
It?
No.
Oh my god.
That's funny. But
we should just put some egg beaters in the.
Could you imagine you go to that and it's just egg beaters?
We're already thinking about calling it Big Bird.
That's true.
Keep it yellow. And
That's true. We'll keep the bird theme alive. I do know places like LMC Truck. They do sell aftermarket kits for electric windows and electric locks and stuff like that. So later down the road, if I'm annoyed about rolling up a window, we can switch those out. But for now, an XL truck, way cheaper. Because it's an XL, way cheaper because it's 2-wheel drive. And so just to completely gut the thing, it was definitely the best option for what we were going with. Player.
Yes, sir. Look, it's Joe Dirt.
Dirty Joe. Dirty Mike and the boys. I almost have the hair like Joe Dirt, dude. It's getting long. It's getting so long.
Nasty.
I think you were inside. You can almost see yourself.
I see me.
What if I just see you and Brittany making out in the background?
Oh, probably worse than that.
Like,
did I have a chubby?
Wouldn't be able to show it anyways. I felt so accomplished because for the first time this whole project up to this point, you weren't out there, so I was actually doing stuff.
So well, I can't hear
a flippin' thing.
I can't hear a freaking thing you just said.
No, I said up until this point I felt so accomplished because you were inside. In the past 2 episodes, you pretty much did everything. So I was like, "Oh, I'm tearing down this truck, dude. Doing it all by myself."
Here I come in to save the day to undo the little clip for the headline.
That we were able to reuse.
Yeah,
which is cool.
I've been gone. Like it shows like 4 minutes on the video, but that must have been like an hour.
I'm like, where are you?
Yeah, I must have been pooping for a long time. Because I saw Brittany back here by herself. Usually when that happens, we're both gone. But I'm gonna get in trouble.
Brittany's in there reading her book right now with a glass of wine, just this pig. It's crazy to think about that coolant package. I mean, it even shoves into that bumper too. Like, look how massive it is.
Hold on. I think I just found a flaw in our design. I just found a flaw in our current design. You see that?
Well, one thing is that thing is in the middle instead of up
No.
above.
We don't even have it in there.
Oh, it's up above it, yeah.
We don't even have it in there
Right now.
I'm being serious. I think we forgot it. I think it's still sitting on the truck.
Oh, it is. I know exactly where it is, yeah. It's still on the truck.
I think we should still be good though. I think it'll still. Clear.
It's definitely on the truck still.
Yeah,
I know exactly where it's
still
at.
Clear though.
Whoops.
Whoa!
Look at that. The importance of rewatching these episodes.
Woo!
I'm like,
looking at that. I'm like,
that looks different.
I was like, that's a weird bracket to hold that tube down there, and I was like, oh no, that's the cooler.
Oh,
like,
and that's that holds that tube up, yeah.
And I was like, oh no, should I say something or just worry about it on the next video? You guys see when we realize we have to redo the grill again.
No, it'll. We're like, so the grill works, but we got to redo it.
It works, but we didn't build it right. Yeah. No, it should still fit.
That'll work.
If not, we'll figure out a way to make a bracket.
It's only time.
Yeah.
Me just literally twiddling my thumbs.
Watch this. Look at both of our stances.
Oh my gosh.
We're
I'm just
literally
watching you
just
the entire
standing
time.
there the exact same way.
I want to be like you, Kyle. What the heck? That's weird. Hurry, change it. Bunch of creeps. That's so funny. You know how you're talking about using those gas struts? Or finding some? Can we just take some from that hood?
Yes. These ones are a lot probably lower. And,
Yeah, because that
strength.
hood is way lighter.
Yeah, you can. We literally I built my brother a trailer for doing his horseshoeing business. So he didn't want long ones. He wanted short ones because he didn't want them to be in the way. I think we ended up getting like 230-pound struts.
Dang.
Because this thing was like a solid piece of metal door. Like it was. So he had like the sheet metal you had, but you also framed the whole thing. So it actually had an edge and it folded in. Like it was. We spent a lot of time. So when we got those struts, we had to measure where it would come fully out and sit slightly at a taper, so if it rained, the water would come off. And then where they actually had to mount up and make sure that where we put them, they would collapse into themselves. And yeah, he originally got like 150-pound struts, but because
want to open it?
but you're so far this way, you got so much hanging off the end. You got to think of like the amount of torque that's hanging off the end. It's like a torque wrench, right? You take a bar this long, you put 1 pound on it. It doesn't pull a whole lot. But if you take a 4-foot bar and you put 1 pound on the end, it's like 4 feet. Four. That's what that's how they calculate foot pounds. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah. So basically, we had to figure out, okay, how much the door weighs, which we didn't really have a weigh. So we like, okay, 50 pounds don't work. We can almost guarantee because it was like it didn't even try. So we ended up getting like I think like 2 or 230. We got 2 of those, so they're like basically it's 460 pounds per piece, and those finally worked. We used those instead. Yeah, it was.
Dang.
So we literally can find some struts that'll pick that.
Yeah, I want to
up.
find that.
The only thing is, the heavier you go, the more expensive they are.
Yeah, how much were those?
I
Do you
don't know.
remember?
He bought them.
We should try to mount these in there and see if they. Because I agree, right? This hood is going to be so much lighter than the hood on
the
the
other
truck.
thing, the way for obviously these struts won't hold the hood at all. They're pretty weak, but the angle Ford does it. So Ford does it so like once the angle's down, they can't hold themselves. But the further you pick it up, the less as far as the geometry of the hood,
Yeah.
the less force it has pushing down, the further it goes up. So once that hood gets up pretty much up, then those struts can hold the hood up because then you can't really fall down. So we can always mess with something like that too.
Yeah.
That's why these struts are so long.
Yeah.
Like they may be low poundage, but the angle they're trying to work with them is they want them to hold here, but they don't want them to hold here. They want to actually close.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we can always try using something like
I mean, I also don't mind the hood that's on there right now because those hinges,
that. Oh, so those things never go bad.
dude.
I mean, they're
I mean,
still.
like,
I mean,
yeah.
that's why half those old pickups, like the 70s and 80s pickups, that's why a lot of those hoods bent. So like the old the old square body Chevy pickups, a lot of those hoods were actually bent in the middle because those springs, and they would get so rusty that whenever you go try to shut the hood, it would actually crinkle the hood in the middle. So a lot of times you'll see an old Chevy pickup rolling around, and the hood will actually go, and then it'll like have
That's
a hump
wild.
because it's from closing
Yeah.
it that the hood will actually buckle.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Could you imagine having an old Chevy truck and you tell your son to go close the hood and he's like, "Pfft." It's just bent.
Well, yeah.
It's
and
like,
that happens.
Dad.
No, a lot of times you'll see people do it all the time. They'll close the hood and then they'll immediately go around to each fender well and get up on top of the hood and try to jump on it to bend it back into place.
Yeah.
It's super common. Do you not like that?
We got our Welch's grape juice again tonight. Oh.
It
I
is
can't lie. I had a glass of this before we started. Not saying I liked it, but
You don't like it. You want a blue moon?
no, it's not bad actually.
Sure.
But,
I'll get you a blue moon.
But our Bamoon is cooling right now. I'll drink it. I don't want to get you sick again.
It's true.
Just trying to be responsible.
I might have to go grab a blue moon though.
Brittany?
So you'll have to find someone. Someone comment something so we can talk to you. 'Cause I'm gonna go grab a blue moon.
Brittany? This is like a test to see if Brittany's actually watching. Man, I wish we had a blue moon.
Man, I wish I had a blue moon right now.
Brittany's like, I love the live stream, you guys. I watched every minute. Oh, did you? Did you really?
You just decided to ignore me then.
It's like that
Now
Joe.
I know how she feels.
Yeah, it's like that Joe. It's like that Joe Exotic meme. I called for help twice. Have you seen that meme?
Joe.
Yeah, you know, Tiger King.
Yeah.
There's a part where he has his cell phone. He's like, I called for help 2 fucking times. No one came, or something like that. It's a good one. All right, let's keep playing this up. I'm gonna take on both cameras.
Oh. She's coming.
Oh no, she's coming.
First off,
Stop!
talk shit, get hit. Second off, I hope you like
Thank you.
fucking weird.
Thank you. Thank you.
Also, I already gave you feedback. He was looking at his phone earlier and he's not even checking anything.
Oh.
I said that it's super hard for your voice. He said you need to be like, it's really easy for you to
I'm further away, so I won't talk to you.
Oh, sorry.
What doesn't like it being?
never said that many bad things about it.
Don't say
What did I say?
that.
I said I'm gonna get her for this, so I can get in trouble. I didn't say anything specific.
More wine coolers, I see. Yeah, more wine coolers.
Gotta unmute us real quick.
Thank you.
More wine coolers.
They're not that warm.
Huh?
They're not that warm. They're not warm at all.
Old Norris, what do you drink? A light?
It's kind of crazy how much is like how much of the truck is built around the cooler
Yeah.
package. Like literally everything was. Obviously you have your grill because that covers it, but it's like the headlights were built up to
We
it.
got our GoPro up there. The SD card actually ran out of room.
God, thank God I got a
I
microphone.
discovered that for the past hour or so.
What'd you say?
Thank
We
God I got a
I'm
microphone.
gonna get a little bit updated before we move forward.
I don't know what I'm saying.
This is the engine bay. Currently, we were able to take out the whole entire.
It's actually
cooler
fairly tight in there.
system.
Yeah.
Like, one thing I do have to compliment Ford on is like you don't understand how much design actually goes into a pickup to accommodate and fit everything, and then still have the luxury stuff you guys want, like AC, power steering, like all the stuff they have to have. The fact that they're able to build this big of a motor in this small of a package, like I think a lot of people kind of take it for granted of the actual size of the motor
Yeah.
and what they're building it for. Because like I know a lot of people are like will be like a Cummins fans and stuff like that, and they're like, well, a Cummins pulls better and this stuff. Like when you actually put all these engines toe to toe, like every engine has its flaws, or every pickup has its flaws, and how they build them. I know like people are like, oh, you build this chassis with this, with the Cummins engine, it's like the best and stuff like that. But for a company like Ford, like the one thing I have to give them credit for, they have stayed international. I know a lot of people say these are not international engines and stuff like that, but they have stayed true to like a manufacturing. Like same with Chevy, like they had to go out and get the Duramax, and that they had to build it. They had to spent a lot of money and research and development, really.
Yeah.
Whereas like I own a Dodge. I like my Dodge. But Dodge just kind of like built a pickup and then just took an engine that's already been a tried and true engine and just threw it in there and said we're done. But then, you have all the other issues. Yeah, they have a solid engine and they have a contract with them, but I don't know. I do have to give some respect to Ford and Chevy for the amount of work that they probably have to go into when they redesign these trucks and build new front ends and new frames and redesign the whole thing. Which is kind of like weird because like, would anybody actually care if the frame changed? Like say most Duramaxes are all going to have the same bolt pattern, as far as mounts, I think. Maybe Ford too. But what I don't understand is why all these companies go through and build an entirely new truck. Why wouldn't you keep the same frame and just improve it maybe a little bit and have that way you never have to change the design.
Well, it's almost like you have the same rolling chassis
and just a different body.
Just a different body. Because that's essentially what they did with the F150s and then into the 250s when they went to like the aluminum body. I'm pretty sure, are the cabs the same? They're just different front clips and beds. I want to say they are. Like the doors don't hold me to this, but something about the newer F150s and 250s and obviously 350, 450, 550s. God, are the cabs the same? But anyways, Ford wanted to streamline their process instead of having a completely separate F-150 body versus a 250 on up body. Because that's, if you think about it, that's two separate assembly lines, kind of.
Yeah.
Right? But if you can do the same body, you essentially have one assembly line. It's just, this is an F350 chassis. Oh, bring the body on over. Oh, this is an F150 chassis. Bring the body over. It's the same body that's going on every single thing. It's just a different chassis going down the assembly line. But yeah, it's wild how well they pack this in. But then to toot our own horns, it's kind of crazy how well we packed this thing
I know.
into an F750, which I know that there's probably more area in the engine bay, you know, with the fenders and stuff like that, but
This thing soaks up a lot.
it's
Really
so
don't
much
understand how
space.
big this engine is until you go put it in that engine. You're like, because like you said, the big block that was in there, you can literally sit inside between the engine and the fender wheel and work on something.
Yeah.
But now with this engine in there and everything else that bolts around it, you're like, there's literally no room to sit on it.
No.
It's just kind of wild. Anyway.
System as one. It's all right over there. And after that, we started chugging away. We took out both battery boxes, the coolant reservoir, the AC condenser, the fan, everything like that. We're getting closer and closer to just having this bare motor exposed. We're going to try to keep everything on it as possible because that'll make the transplant easier. The nice thing about how battery boxes, the coolant reservoir, the AC condenser.
Sorry, I'm using this for
fan,
tips.
everything like that. We're getting closer and closer to just having this bare motor exposed.
I'm looking at these coolant lines. We must have broke that thing off pretty early.
Yeah.
Unless that's it right there.
Watch, we're going to see my dumbass break it off in this video probably.
We're going to try to keep everything on it as possible because that'll make the transplant easier. The nice thing about how compact these motors and engine bays are is it kind of just tells you where everything needs to go, right? Everything has a specific bend to it. So even if you're kind of unsure about things and where things might go, if you just follow the lines, it pretty much tells you where everything needs to
Oh, that's
be
one thing I need to
set,
buy
and you
sooner
can
than later.
run from there. We are bleeding
Is-
the lines
For the brake lines.
of the power steering, things like
Oh.
that.
You know how we had to just cut them off because we couldn't get that one out?
They were
Can't get
smashed in.
everything
Yeah,
drained,
one of 'em was- One of them was smashed and
kinda just do the
what
best
even
you can.
is that?
So
It's your
once this
brake
thing gets
manifold.
drained, we'll be able to
And,
start attaching it
Yeah, one of the
and
ends
forward.
of the
So
brake line
that's
that
where we're at right
you know,
now. Got it running.
threads into the manifold, it broke off in the manifold. So we ended up having just to cut that line out, but now we have to buy a new manifold because we can't get it out.
Well, we ripped it out because I was like,
Oh,
they
yeah.
shouldn't be stuck in there. So we ripped it out, but it was so smashed in there that there was no way we'd be able to get it out with saving the threads.
Some guy at the factory assembly line was like, haha, sucker, who's got to take this out?
So we can keep filming
At least they're tight.
and
Yeah.
we'll be moving forward.
So one thing I have to point out, say you took this thing there and you had to get that brake manifold replaced because it malfunctioned. One thing with automotive dealerships versus like say heavy equipment, if we had a machine under warranty and we had a brake manifold like that and we stripped the line, like we couldn't get the lines out because they're so far smashed in there from the factory, we had to rip them out. We could literally send it back and say, all right, this wasn't right. This was installed wrong from the factory. You know, customers aren't paying for this. And the equipment world, they're like, okay, yeah, that's fine. We'll pay for it. And they pay to fix the line. Whereas the dealership, where they get screwed, is that the dealership for automotive side, they're like, no way, you guys pay for that. And so they're like, we're not paying for it. So the customer usually has to pick up a bill for a warranty repair job that the factory may have screwed up, that they're basically blaming on the technician, even though they're over torqued or over tightened and overly smashed from the factory.
But one nice thing about kind of replacing things as we go, that clearly we didn't break or anything like that, but I think about like the hub assemblies for the rear axle and stuff like that. The nice thing about replacing things as we go is when this is done and we're driving it, it's going to give us that much more confidence that like, okay, this is ready to go. So for example, the hub assemblies, like these are brand new hub assemblies and seals and gaskets, like it should be good to go. Rotors, things like that. And then obviously this manifold, it's like buying a brand new one, putting it in the truck. Yes, it's in a different truck, but it's doing the exact same thing. It's a brand new product. So it's like, it gives us confidence because we're essentially putting new parts into just an older truck. So it'll be nice to have kind of updated stuff. This only has 76,000 miles, so it shouldn't be bad, but it'll be nice to just have new stuff.
Yeah, but like you said, it's going to be worth it to put a used one on there, in my opinion, just to make sure everything works like we want it to.
Yeah, that's true.
Because the one thing we are kind of wary of, and we kind of know, we want to make sure that we're going to have enough fluid volume for all the brakes, meaning that we know that our brake calipers that are going to be on this thing now are so much larger than what's on this truck. Is I want to make sure that when we're depressing the pedal, we're actually getting full brake application on all four tires, and that we're not losing out because of a brake fluid volume control.
So do the big, like, say, modern day trucks, 6.7s, F650, 750s, do they have a bigger brake fluid reservoir to hold more fluid?
I'm not sure. They may not. They may have. That's something we'll have to look
Maybe I'll look into that. Hopefully it's as simple as just taking it off there, putting on a new reservoir.
So. I'd assume that there's probably like a larger one, or one that has a larger piston or a longer stroke or something that gives you the if it needs a larger volume. Granted, with basic hydraulics, it shouldn't need it. If you have, we should have enough when this thing gets applied. We're going to be able to get full brake pressure out of it. So, but
something to keep in mind.
Yeah,
when we're hauling 80 miles an hour down the freeway with a 12,000 pound empty truck.
Yeah.
The good old days of using that radio.
I know.
Cal now has a massive JDL.
It's not even in the shop anymore.
I know. It's at work. Dude, the thing is like 3 feet tall. It is huge.
It bumps.
It makes me wonder how short these early on episodes could have been if I edited them to not like have dead time.
Yeah.
Like this is what, 26 minutes? I could have probably gotten down to like 18 minutes, 19 minutes, 20 minutes.
Yeah. Live and learn.
Yep. I wonder what the heck we're doing, because it feels like we've just been draining
keep walking back and
fluids.
forth.
Yeah, seriously. We're like, well, we grabbed a different socket.
Well, no, we're making sure everything's unhooked, I think. Because I think
we're getting ready to pull it.
I think you got the drive line unhooked, and we're like, I think we get to a point where it's like, all right, let's pull the transmission, then let's pull the engine.
Yeah. I also think, look how close it is to the firewall and like the.
Oh no, it's not
valence.
just at the firewall. That thing sticks like a good 10 inches underneath the cowling.
But that's also a mistake we made with our coolant package. Was in hindsight, we could have put it way closer to the firewall because we swapped firewalls. So that would.
No, we couldn't because where it had to be with the cooling package.
Oh yeah.
With the shroud, we had to bring the engine closer.
That's true. Yeah. Never mind, I lied. Oh, also the transmission was hitting on the cab, remember?
Yep.
Never mind. We have it in the perfect spot. We actually do, to be honest. Damn, look at those janitorial skills. Remember we had to lift the cab up a little bit? Look at
I think so.
That's wild. Dang, look at that sexy back.
Getting self-conscious, you pulled the shirt.
I know, yeah, I knew the camera was on me, dude. I just have shit stains all the way back. Can you imagine?
What's that patch of hair over there?
I look like my toddler and just have shit all the way up my back.
Dude, my back is so white compared to yours. Like, when I lean over, it just looks like I have a white t-shirt tucked into my pants.
You got that Mormon underwear on?
Dude, it's like fluorescent. Just wait. Watch. Look at that. That's my back.
Do you think it's because the light is also on you?
Yeah, oh, I think that's part of it, but still, I have... Look at that. It's like fluorescent. It's like... Gonna reflect onto the camera here soon.
Translucent, you just see your organs
Yeah,
through
you
it.
just see blood pumping.
Oh yeah, get it, Kyle. I know this sucks. It's like it's a lot of stuff that we're unhooking to pull the engine, but it's like,
Yeah. I just
It
looked off the camera.
yeah. Did you really?
I think so.
Dang it! Why didn't I notice that? I could have slowed it down.
I think so. Yeah.
That's Kyle's go-to.
I think I was even looking at the wrong camera too. That's the funny part.
Dude, the best one is when you're like, last episode.
Oh, this is when we knew we had to take off
We
the
had hundreds of people
the
join
cab?
USCCA yesterday.
no the intake.
So I'm here in our fulfillment center trying to help pack up some of the Carry Confidence kits. We want to get them out
What's up,
to some great
USCCA?
people who made the commitment to protect themselves and their families. You see,
United
when you
States
join the
Concealed Carry
USCCA,
Association.
when you call in or click that join button on our website,
I don't know.
two
maybe?
things happen.
We'll Google it.
One, you get instant access.
We are getting closer to being able to pull this motor out.
Oh yeah, so we took
we're
it
gonna
all
have
out.
to end up taking off the cab. There's really no way to pull these motors without having to do so. I mean, the turbo's essentially right up against the firewall,
Look
and
how tight that is
there's
back
really
there.
no
It's
room
wild.
to work when you get down to this level. They're so compartmentalized and put in there so neatly and properly that you get to a point where you take off kind of like the surface level of parts and things, and then after that you really got to jack up the cab. So that's what we're going to do next. We're going to get the cab up. So
It
that
also
way we
amazes
can
me how
actually
well we
gain
have our
access to a
wiring
lot of this
harnesses
motor
contouring
and get it
our new
pulled.
vendors.
So
Yeah.
stay tuned.
So I'm just like shamelessly hyping us up right now.
I did a good job.
Everyone, pats on back, pats on back.
So you see this bar right now? I have a breaker bar. Before this project, we talked about it in the first video. I just got done in framing my dad's ISX, and I had stuck head bolts I could not get out. So I broke 3 different breaker bars, and I ended up pounding the pipe onto this breaker bar to get the last one loose. And I finally got it, but it was bad.
The thing's what, 4 feet long?
Oh no, I put a different bar on there. I had 3 bars. I had this thing like probably 10 feet out. So that's why it's like one piece right now. I think we still have it. It's
We
still
do.
one
It's
piece
still,
in there.
yeah.
And it's like bent from doing my dad's ISX because that thing was rusty. Those bolts are nasty.
All right, the cab is separate from the frame. We just pulled the cab piece off of it, and we have it hoisted up just on the front end, just to give it a little bit of lift. We don't have a lift in here, so we can't pick up the whole entire cab at one time. So what we're gonna have to do is we're actually going to block up underneath all the mounts, and that way we can bring the cab back down because we eventually need this to pull the motor out.
Here's a good video for all you guys that think you have to pull a cab to be able to do these engines or pull them out. We literally had pulled the transmission and pulled this engine out without pulling the cab. We just jacked the cab up a little bit and we're able to get it all done.
Yeah.
So if you guys are actually looking for like a video to like how to get an engine out of an F250 without pulling the whole cab, this is actually doable at home. You can literally take your cherry picker, pick up the front part of the cab, block it up, and be able to pull your transmission and get your engine out if you have to do something like that. So, or
Well,
if you're
'cause
doing
not-
like a turbo
yeah.
replacement or something like that, like
Because-
it gives you a lot of room.
Yeah, not everyone has the benefits of having like a post lift to where
Yeah.
it's like, oh, lift up your cab, stuff like that. And I don't know if you guys heard me. I just mentioned like that hoist that is lifting up the front of the cab right now. We also need that to pull the engine. So
Yeah.
it's like I just mentioned, we lifted it up. We're gonna block it underneath so we can pull the engine. But yeah, you can. It teeters back enough to pull it out.
I have pulled multiple 6.0s and 7.3s out of trucks without pulling the cab. It is possible. It's not as hard. Yes, would it be easier if we could pull the whole cab off? Absolutely. Is it necessary? No, not if you're doing it at home.
So next thing we're going to get going on is we are going to drop the transmission, we're going to drop the drive shaft, and that way we can free up this motor and start getting that pulled out.
This was sketchy, if I believe. This transmission's a big tranny. Big
Yeah.
transmission.
I feel like it wanted to keep tilting down, or did
Yeah,
keep
it was
wanting
like trying to
rotate?
slide off. It was kind of a.
Yeah, you see us strapping it down.
I was
and all
telling
this
Joe, I was
stuff.
like, Joe, get out of the way.
And then I did my job, and I remember when we were moving it, Kyle's like, don't tilt it forward. We don't want the torque converter to fall out. And I pick it up, torque converter falls out. 20 gallons of oil comes with it. Remember that?
I don't, but
It sounds like
producer
something I do.
Chris,
Yeah. It is cool we were able to use that same transmission cradle.
my heavy breathing. I was getting exhausted. Look at that.
Oh my gosh. Looks like you're having contractions, about to go into labor. Okay, this dropped extremely well, but we attempted it multiple times. I just
Did
didn't. Yeah.
So we
Okay.
got the transmission dropped, and we are currently needing to jack up the front end a little bit more. Kyle's actually over there with a chainsaw. getting a railroad tie cut down because we need a little bit more space to get the motor out. We're gonna raise up the front a little bit more, and that'll give us adequate amount of space to pull the motor safely, and that way we don't have to remove the oil pan and things like that.
The nice thing about reassembling all this is when we have the cab off for paint, dude, we can have the transmission and the engine in there all bolted up,
Yeah,
nice and
ready to
neat.
go.
Dude, oh my gosh, dude, it's gonna be so nice.
Yeah, so when we get the cab off, we'll run transmission lines, like we'll be able to get the frame completely wire wheeled down, recoat the frame, make sure we get the coil packs rebuilt, do all that stuff, have a rolling chassis ready to go. We can push outside, throw a tarp over the engine, pull the cab in, be able to just go to town on it.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I'm so excited.
This is an ad
Turb
for
skis,
Ad sucks.
turbo
You know what doesn't
whistlers.
suck is the sound of a brand new turbo on your diesel truck. Turbos, Turbskis, Turbinators, Spoolius, Caesar, the Freedom Whistler, whatever.
We've seen these ad
Freedom
a couple
Whistler.
times.
We sell them here at thoroughbreddiesel.com.
Just a
We've got
couple
big ones, we've got small
times.
ones. We've got shiny ones, we've got loud ones. We've even got multiples if you're into that.
Hi,
kind
sir.
of
Do you
song.
know where to get
Now
an
they say money
EGR
can't buy you happiness, but I'll tell you what money can.
not delete kit? Oh, I think I have a clever pun coming up, so it's good. I'm like, I'm seeing double.
You have
We
a
got
what
two-
coming up?
A clever pun. P-U-N? Like, funny
Yeah,
joke.
I heard you, but you have a clever pun coming up?
Yeah, like, I do an update, and I'm like, oh, I'm seeing double. We have 2 6.7s here. Guys, stay tuned. Pun coming up, I think.
Cheese. Joey Cheese.
The Cheese Meister. Oh, she's loose.
Goose.
Look at that bad mama jamma. Hold this. That came out so easy. Like it wasn't a whole
I
bunch
mean,
of like
not
cranking
easy,
on
but
it.
yeah, once you
Like-
get, they got the cab kind of lifted up, it's not bad.
All right, you guys, for the second time of this build series, we have an empty engine bay. The new motor's actually sitting right there. New transmission sitting right there.
Oh, there it is.
Little oil spilt. It's fine. It'll clean up. It must be seeing double because we have 167 right here and 167 right here.
Got it.
Now with this empty engine bay, we're gonna push the truck out, get the F750 back in, and start mocking up motor mounts and transmission mounts once we get the new 6.7 dropped into place.
Do you think
We're
we'd
gonna
be able to
actually
cut that
use the
cradle
same
out, put it
transmission
in?
cradle
We tried. It's wider.
Oh yeah, it is, huh? It's
It-
too wide.
Yeah, it's too wide. I've been thinking about that for a while.
Because
Yeah.
that's one thing we want to do, right? When we take everything off, is redo the cradle.
Not
no?
redo it, just clean it up and make it look. I want to box it in a little bit.
Oh
better.
yeah, we probably need to add some gussets probably to the sides.
Well, we want to add some more stability to that cradle that we made. Even though it's fine, it's probably more sturdy than the one that it was sitting.
I mean,
in.
that C channel is thick,
yes,
like
it is,
super thick.
and it is sitting there. It's not going to go anywhere. But we also want to box in the front part of the frame where we cut into, just to give it more stability. So there's gonna be a lot more welding and stuff because we already got to pull the engine back out. We know that to fix the oil pan that we cracked. So that is another step we got to do. Did to ourselves.
But honestly, it's not going to be like that big of a hindrance because if we were going to pull the engine to do like wire wheel it, refinish it,
Yeah.
box things in, we're going to have to pull the engine anyways.
Yeah.
So it's like while the engine's out, we can just take the
Mhm.
oil pan, get it
Exactly.
re-welded.
Or mount, bracket, whichever one you want to call it. For
But at
the
that point, when we go back in,
that'll
we'd
actually
be
save us a
going
ton
back
of
in.
time.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like we better have all of our,
Depth and
I's
be good to
dotted
go.
and
We're not gonna
T's
be able to use this
crossed.
motor, mounts system or cradle, whichever one you want to call it, because this one's incorporated into the frame. But this will do one
well,
thing.
that's the this
will
one has
help
the
us
rivets. That's
mock
why
up
also we
and get
cut.
Yeah.
pins and bolt holds right and things like that for the F750. So the next thing we got to do is push this out, bring in the
That damn
F750,
torque converter. That
and be on our
dude,
way.
I remember when I did that. You're probably so pissed at me.
I wasn't mad. I was just like,
This guy.
course.
This guy.
It's leaked all the way
Uh-huh.
across. All the way across.
Yeah, look at
right
all the
here,
way.
Look at this. It's down. It's down all right there.
Whoops.
And I can't get any traction. There's too much oil on the floor.
Could you imagine if you just see your feet just like.
All right, guys, that's going to be a wrap for today's episode. We got everything we wanted to do on the donor truck done. We got the motor, transmission, and driveline pulled, and all other key components we
Everything
need
on the
to
donor
make this
truck done?
transplant. That leaves us with a clean slate.
I think I said something along the
We
lines
can
like
work on
we
the
got
F750,
everything done on the donor
get
truck that we
and
wanted to
start
get done.
mocking
Because
out
in the
motor
intro I said we were
push
just gonna
mounts and
pull
start
the
figuring
engine,
out
stuff like that. So
Gotcha.
Get the 6.7 motor in place and get it going. So stay tuned.
a little play on words.
But boom.
Not too shabby. Look at that, we're ending right at an hour.
Yeah.
Haha.
Right. This is what I was trying to tell Joe about.
Can you turn it up? I wonder if they can hear it.
You ever notice how winding your window down by hand makes you look lower middle class? Cheap way to fix that.
You ever seen this
First
guy?
of all, what
Yeah.
you want to do is get the window winder right off there. Throw that away. Next, get yourself one of these battery-powered mixers, hand mixers units here. You ever notice on these how the blades go in opposite directions? Remember that. I'm going to be referring back to that later on. These are real cheap, especially if the blades are missing. And now to wind the window up, all I do is stick one of these blade receptacles over the window winder shaft and then just hit the button.
Dude.
And wind it down. Well, that's where that traction thing comes in that I was referring to earlier. I just pop that on.
That's so fast. Oh, dude. That is so funny.
Dude, this guy makes some of the best content about automotive stuff. Oh my god.
The old Red Green Show.
Jesus.
The time for decisions has come and gone. Well, we didn't make any, and it's pretty much too late now. So sit back or sit up. Well, pretty much any way you want, because it's really none of my
The heck?
business. But anyway, because it's time for the show.
It's like a full
no other
episode.
Shows, to the extent, this is our show, meaning, me, myself, and my uncle, who happens to be the star of the Red Green Show. Or video effect machine.
Well, we decided right then and there we were going to have the biggest outboard motor on the lake, which meant this week at the Handyman Corner, what I'm going to show you is how to operate this powerful electrical device. This right here is it's a belt sander. But I wouldn't advise you sanding your belt with it unless you are really into the celibacy thing. Anyway, let me show you how this works with this little piece of wood I got right here.
His vice is not even attached.
That reminds me, I wanted to talk about safety goggles. But anyway, so there's something else you can do with the sander.
He's just
Good for sanding a big flat surface like a door here. Now with the door, the first thing you have to decide is which way is the grain going. All right. The grain is going that way. So we sand against the grain. Now you hold her level, a little bit nose up, keep her steady, and bring her down onto the door.
It's so dumb. It's so good.
All right, that's right too. I forgot. You have to sand with the grain. So what I'll do is just swing the door around. All right. Now get the sander going and drop her down onto the door. I'm obviously not going to be able to finish this job until I get a longer workbench. So until next time, remember, because we weren't using it because we don't have a shower curtain, because we don't have showers, because we don't have hot water, because we don't have water. So when you get a motor that size, it's just be wasted on a size prop. So we had to think of something a little bigger, like a ceiling fan. So we hooked the whole rig up there and put it all together with the Handyman secret weapon duct tape. And then we mounted her on the back of the aluminum boat. But you know, golly, the weight distribution was kind of off on that. So we ended up turning the whole front half of the boat into a gas tank.
Well, Uncle Red, next segment's all ready.
Well, I don't care, Harold.
Oh, okay.
What'd you do that?
I wonder if they have all the episodes on YouTube.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
David and I are going to do something together today. Just, buds. We call it buds, huh? Huh?
Yeah.
You know what we're going to do today, David? We're going to play a game of croquet. You know what croquet is?
No, not really.
Oh, well,
Now this is a thrill for me because not only am I spending some time, I'm teaching him a new type of sport that obviously David otherwise would never be exposed to. David, the game of croquet is you put these little metal hoops into the lawn, and then you have mallets and you knock balls through the hoops. It's an awful lot of fun, and you can hit the other person's ball, and you can just knock the living bejeebers out of it and smash it to bits if you want. You know, it sounds like your kind of game. You know, the problem we're going to have here, Dave, is I believe this grass may just be a tad long for a real good game of croquet. And if we're going to play croquet, we might as well play a good game of croquet, right?
Yeah.
So you know what we need?
What?
One of these. Watch your feet there. You want to push it along while I'm doing this and we'll get the lawn cut? All right, wait. So, the beauty of it is you're spending time with a young person and they're learning all about a whole new game. Oh, God, he's going to be all day doing that. I think I got to get a new board motor. This one kind of smells. Is that oil? Is that oil I smell in that?
Don't ask me, Red. I lost my sense of smell for oil when I worked on that offshore rig.
You worked on one of them oil rigs? Boy, those things are huge, aren't they?
8.5 trillion tons.
Really? Trillion?
And we weren't drilling for oil, we were drilling for gunpowder.
That'd be a little dangerous, wouldn't it? Drilling for gunpowder.
Well, the water helps, and it's under a lot of pressure. This was a deep part of the ocean. I'd say maybe, 20,000 leagues under the sea.
That's deep.
Yeah, well, never figured it out. A league is over 6 feet.
No, that's a fathom.
Red, a league is a metric fathom.
You sure about that, Hap? I never heard that before.
Anyway, one day I was running the drill. We had maybe 21,000 leagues of pipe going straight down, and I hit the mother lode, pure gunpowder. And she blew. Boom. Not completely, but big. That pipe blew straight up. 21,000 leagues of pipe. Shot straight up and out into space. Traveling even 15 times the speed of sound, it took 9 minutes for the end of that pipe to pass by me. Noisy? You wouldn't believe the racket. After that, gunpowder mining was declared unsafe.
Where'd the pipeline come down?
Mars.
Nothing personal, Hap, but I'm having a real problem believing this story.
Doesn't bother me if you believe it or you don't. You weren't there.
No, but at least I'm willing to admit it. So as I was saying, we got the outboard motor all mounted on there, and we got the boat all gassed up and everything, but you know, it was still too heavy at the back.
All right, let's wrap this bad boy up because we're still live. Well, now you guys, now you guys know a little bit of the old Red Green show.
Go watch it if you haven't seen it.
I've seen some episodes of it. Now it's been forever, and clearly it's a very old show. But I remember getting some good chuckles out of it. But next Wednesday we'll be back. Wednesday again, not Thursday. We're gonna stick with our. We're sticking with our regular Wednesday lives.
Try to if Joe doesn't get anybody
right,
sick.
as long as I don't get anyone sick. So we're gonna stick to our original Wednesday lives at 8 o'clock. We actually get the engine mounted. We build an engine mount for it. We drop the engine into the truck. It's a real exciting one. It is. It's gonna be a good one to watch. And
Let's see if we can find anything here.
whoa, look at that bad boy! Oh, little teaser. Ooh, look at that bad boy!
All right, going back.
But that is it. We're not getting any questions, so that's okay. We're about a hair bit over an hour, almost 70 minutes. So next Wednesday, 8 o'clock, and hope to see you guys here. Anything, Kyle, before we skedaddle?
No, we apologize that we're a day late. We told you guys it'd be every Wednesday, but we didn't know what would be better as far as like just skipping it altogether or just doing it late. So I apologize. I probably could have done it, but I honestly didn't feel right calling it off or calling in sick to work and telling Joe we should do this show, even though I felt like crap.
Your
Honestly,
boss randomly stumbles upon this and is like,
what I
"Oh,
mean. Like
really?"
I was honestly sick, and so I was like, if I'm too sick to go to work, I honestly would have been kind of miserable to talk to on here, and it probably wouldn't have been as much fun. And I honestly wouldn't have been drinking at all, so that would not be fun.
Yeah.
So anyway, I apologize. This week's on me. Hopefully next week no one's sick and we can just move forward on this. But yeah, why do you have a short on the trash can?
But I don't know why the thumbnail should have been the caption's Kyle and I love a minty Dodge Dash. Play it. I thought it was funny.
Oh, there's no sound.
Scroll down and come back up.
It's a good Dodge Dash.
That's funny. That's funny stuff right there.
I never seen this one.
Yeah?
No.
Just out making an intro. Also making a short.
Dude, you're sick?
What? Oh, you're able to pause it.
So for the next project, if we do the Bronco next,
yeah.
Sorry, we're gonna talk about this on stream because Old Norse is the only one that said anything. So I'm gonna talk a little bit more because you guys are all being lame right now. Other than my beautiful wife, thank you for bringing me out a beer.
Thank you.
So for a short, we should do something like this in the very beginning. Show literally just pull the cab out into the middle of nowhere, drop it on the dirt, and just have this tune going through it, and just show the cab on the ground, and then have it do like the fuzzy change, and then all of a sudden it changes.
Oh yeah.
And it's like completely done. That would be a badass short.
That would be good.
But you did it on this jump.
Hey, I like my 66. Have you seen this one?
It's 130.
There's snow on the ground.
There's snow on the ground.
All right, you guys, if you guys have an older
You seen
vehicle
this?
with these
Yeah, I've
older
seen this
dome
one.
lights
This
and you
is
guys are
great.
having issues removing them, here's a little tip and trick to remove them. Super quick and super easy. All you do is you go up to them and you essentially just crunch them up, just like that. So make sure you have a shop vac.
And I'm like, make sure you have a shop vac. And
All right, you guys, if you guys have an older vehicle. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the 5th episode
That's
of
just
my
a recap.
1976.
But this one's funny too. Dirty bitch.
Skip it.
The one that's
Dude,
really,
look at
I
that.
know. The one that's really funny is actually. So we were talking about how well the engine fits into this engine bay.
Yeah.
Replay this. Look how pause that.
Look how square that freaking looks, dude. That looks so.
That is so cool. Like, I just want to be in there with it. Ugh. Like that is so sweet.
Dude, that is it. Dude.
Like I said, I didn't want to toot our own horn and like hype us up, but like that is some nice stuff in there. That's a thing of beauty.
That's even after you got the other axle swapped in, too.
Mhm. Yeah, that's like
This is a more recent one.
yeah, that's like a month ago, I think. Like we're working on the dash. You can see.
Yeah. There's the old Dodge Dash. Look there.
Yep. Dude, there's a funny Christmas one. Short that. Oh, I think it's the next one. No, gosh, where's it at?
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the 4th episode of my 1976
Oh.
F750. When you mix working on your truck with leg day, boom.
Yeah,
When
there's
you
a good
mix working on
representation
your-
of how this
What's
tall
up,
that
everybody?
truck is.
Huh?
That's a good representation of how tall that truck is. It's like
Oh yeah,
you need a
literally
foot
have to have
bend
When you
just
mix
to-
working on your truck.
Look at that.
No, there's a funny Christmas one that.
What's up? What's up?
Jeez.
What's up?
All
What's up?
all I do is post my face. Oh, maybe I never posted it.
That's a good one.
Yeah, you like how I did that? I had to held it perfectly to hide that thing. Gosh, I wish I saw.
Those are some expensive hubs.
Dude, that was the most expensive mistake of my life besides 2 kids. No, I'm kidding. I love my children.
yeah.
I love my children. Also expensive. Yeah, I have very expensive hobbies. Children, trucks, and Pokemon cards.
Dude. The other thing is like
It's so fun.
I don't know if we don't get enough credit for how like meticulous. I think it comes from my side of things though, like working in my shop.
Oh yeah.
Cause like I will not like and I can find the frustration. I see the frustration in Joe's face. Sorry, we are going a little longer. I need to cut this short. But like when we get to do stuff like this, and I will stop the job and be like, no, time out. We are not putting this together unless we know the exact spec this needs to be set at. Like I could swear to you, just putting these hubs on, I think I probably spent three hours looking for the exact specs on the preload for these bearings we're putting the hubs in. Even though they were the same, we were just changing. Like I was like, no, we are finding everything. We got down. I printed out sheets. I was like, hey, this is the preload we have to set it to. This is how far we back the nut off. This is where we lock it down. Like I would not let us go any further unless we knew that this thing was going to be done.
Well, not on top of that, but not only that, but like when we knew we needed to get new hub assemblies for the wheels and tires and everything, and just new rotors and things like that. Dude, we were searching for hub assemblies for, I kid you not, probably a week,
Days.
maybe.
Yeah, days.
Dude, it was insane.
Like I remember sitting there just going through. I even have an app now for Comment. So shout out to Comment. They built these hub assemblies for these Dana axles that Ford used to build with an 8-lug or 10-lug. And once we found out they had an app, we were able to go through and, okay, this is the current hub we have. We typed it in there, found it. Like, all right, this is our hub. Gave us bearing part numbers, everything. And then we were able to find the other part number that gave you the 10-lug with all the same specs. So we're like, okay, this is our hub. And once we figured that out, we called, what was Kenworth?
Yeah.
We called Kenworth. And one dealership said, no, like, basically told us to piss off. So we called a different dealership, said, hey, you guys are a Comment dealer, blah, blah, this is what we need. And they were like, yeah, we'll order for you. Just tell us how fast you need them.
Yeah.
It was that easy.
It was nice.
So once we had a part, it was obviously it took us days to figure all this stuff out, just to make sure we're getting the exact right parts. But like after that, like literally everything bolted right back on.
Dude, it was crazy. It was so nice. But I guess my Christmas one isn't up, so I'm an idiot. I guess my Christmas one isn't up. Maybe it is.
Maybe I skipped past it.
It was just with the batteries. I thought it was so funny.
Batteries.
All right. I've been.
Maybe
Well,
I didn't post it. Dude, it was so funny.
Have fun, it's time for a good time.
Have you seen this one? It's not updated. But like, look at that head on, dude. That head on looks nice. Oh, when we're
Up
done
next
with
for the
this,
truck is figuring out how to modify and complete
Anyways.
this front end.
Yeah.
And
All right. Whoa. They're back.
solid fare. Why?
Solid fare. Why? Why what?
Why? The grill?
How's it gonna look from the side? It actually looks better than we thought.
So scroll up and pause it. I know this isn't like once it gets to the
Pause it after you can do it.
Okay, so it's actually gonna look really nice because what we did was I'm gonna try to point without it. Anyway, so you see these cross members that go. We followed the same pieces to the corner and then bent them back towards the light, or the headlamp, and so it looks really good. Like Kyle and I are actually surprised with how good it looks because, yes, it did have to come out a couple inches. So from the side, it doesn't look factory. Well, how do I say this nicely?
So it's definitely, it looks aftermarket for sure. Like it looks custom. We were worried it was gonna stick out way too far. Why not straight 90? It actually, we did it both. We actually cut out when we post the video, whenever we do the video, we cut out multiple pieces of cardboard, trying to figure out angles, what looks best. And the original idea was to go 90 on everything because to keep it with the square body. But the more we did that, the more it took away from the curve and the other parts of the grill. So we ended up basically kind of making some angle pieces and getting rid of some, and then taking the other ends and folding them in to kind of flow back into the grill. And where we got it now, it actually looks like we were fairly confident we were probably not gonna like it. Like we were nervous, and then we started tacking it, kept working on it, got more stuff tacked in there, and then we stood back and we were like, damn, like this looks actually pretty good. It actually brings a little bit more character to the front end of this thing than we originally thought. And the fact that it's able to we think, because by the time you put the headlights and stuff on there, they pop out a little bit. So really, in the grand scheme of things, when you go down like a straight line, the bottom of this thing only sticks out like maybe 2 to 3 inches. It actually looks really good and really clean.
Yeah, so
we're super excited about it.
And as we just talked about with just removing the engine, the 6.7 Power Stroke bumper was built up and around the coolant package. And that's exactly how this bumper is going to be. It's going to be built up and around it.
Well,
and
it's not a straight 90.
Yeah, so it's not a straight 90. Straight 90 would look hideous. So with the grill insert coming out like 3 or 4 inches, plus the headlight and the bezel, I want everyone to know what I just said, a bezel, not a bezel. It's very, very discreet. It's not super noticeable. And so once we get a bumper on and a grill guard, the whole entire grill and everything's going to be painted black. And so it's going to be very well hidden. And oh my gosh, we are stoked with how it looked. Dude, I was searching already and about to buy a secondary.
Before you go any further, if you used an electric fan, could you push the cooling package back? No. So because this cooling, I'm gonna let you finish. I still want to.
No, go on.
I just wanted to. Anyway, if we would have, where we had to cut the frame to get this cooling package to sit where we had the engine, we couldn't push the cooling package back any further because the
leaf springs,
the front shackle mounts for the leaf springs were in that spot of the frame. So we couldn't go back any further because the cooling package sits so big, and we didn't want to push it up high enough, too high, because then we wouldn't be able to fit it underneath the hood. So it actually ended up working everything well, where the engine sits, where the cooling package is, everything fits perfectly back to the cab. And that's with an electric fan, it could we could have like say the shackles weren't the point. Yeah, electric fan would make it possible, but then it's just one more thing that we have to figure out. At that point, then it's like, okay, you get an electric fan. Okay, that's one. You have to figure out a big enough electric fan or multiple electric fans to go over the span of the cooling package. And then 3, you got to get, which I know where to buy them. You have to get a controller box that's also going to read off a temp sensor to know the temperature, so it can control the cooling fan to kick on or off. Versus with what the truck has, which is an electric lockup fan, it's all going to be, engine based, and we don't have to mess with any wiring stuff like that. So yes and no. But yeah. Anyway, where we have it set, we're actually very happy with it. I think it's going to work out well. Especially with these trucks, most of the bumpers on them stuck out so far that most of these bumpers on these bigger trucks, these F750s, they stuck out a good foot.
I know. I'm gonna try to find that picture.
A lot of bigger of these trucks, these bumpers are massive because the trucks are massive. That the bumpers are almost used as a step to get up and get into the engine bay. So we think it's gonna look super clean. Yeah, no problem. Sorry, Joe. What were you gonna say?
I'm gonna look for a picture of that bumper of the F750, of the donor truck, because it is so massive.
You have it in the first video. So I'll show you. Actually, here, watch this.
Oh yeah, if I have a video of it, I have a short.
Yeah,
so...
you have it. No, you don't. You have the first video shows it.
Oh.
So back at if we went to the first video real quick.
This is why I stopped shopping on Amazon, and you should too.
Oh
Don't spend another dime on Amazon until you
listen to
watch
this guy.
first.
Look at this.
Watch
goober.
this. I can show
Look
you
at that
the
goober.
sweetest deals online when you shop from major retailers like Amazon and
You think
Target.
they're paid?
You can drop prices.
No, not
What's
at all.
up, everybody, and welcome
What's
to my
up,
first
everybody?
YouTube video, as well as the very important.
Oh, there you go. That's perfect.
So you can see that literally the front of this cooling package, this thing sticks out a good 8 inches because this one I also think has like cubbies for you to put trains and stuff. So a lot of these bigger trucks had bigger bumpers to begin with that stuck out.
And a
way
spot
further.
for a winch and all that stuff.
Yeah, winch and all sorts. Like some of them were fire trucks, so they'd have water pumps attached to the front, and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, so the F750, it's not going to have that big of a bumper, but it's not going to be uncommon for it to have a big-ish bumper on the front end with the grill and things like that, plus a grill guard. It's going to look... I'm stoked with how it's going to turn out.
So, real quick, before we end, what if we use this bumper?
I mean, we could.
I mean...
We have it, so I don't mind taking it and going and putting it on at least and say, hey.
I'm pretty sure this is all 3/8 steel. This is a solid.
Dude, it's a
giant
thick boy.
bumper. It's
Yeah.
a beefy boy.
And those cubbies are massive. There's like 2 or 3 chains in each of them. Like, it doesn't look that big, but I mean, you know how big the F750 is. Like, imagine, I mean, that cubby's this wide.
Ranch hand bumper? Yeah.
Kyle actually showed me a cool ranch style bumper.
Yeah.
I know ranch hand is a brand, but like he showed me a cool ranch style bumper and it's sweet.
It looks sweet, but we're not 100% sure if it'll take away from the characteristics of the truck what we're building it for. Because when I showed him, had some big like 1/2-inch bar twisted to make it look like a barbed wire. So we're not 100% sure we'll do something like that. But yeah, we're being that we're still going to be using the square, everything's going to be like basically the same body style. I don't mind this type of bumper. I think it'll just add to the truck and to the massive size of everything, and kind of just go along with it.
Yeah. Yeah, we could definitely make that work. But cool.
Anyway, we're gonna cut it off before we spend all night.
We're gonna start coughing our butts off.
Did you just get done playing soccer?
Yeah.
Did you really?
I just always wear these. I work in these shorts.
No, you don't.
Yeah, that's gonna be it for tonight. We appreciate you guys watching. Thank you for the comments and also the Joe Dirt comment. We love a good mustache here.
Is that your brother?
Yeah, the top one. Yeah.
The old Norris is your brother.
Yeah, he loves giving me crap.
How old is he? Like 19?
No. Guess.
I don't know. He said wine coolers. I figured it's probably the only thing he's ever done.
No. 43?
He's 43.
He doesn't drink, so wine coolers.
Oh, that's why. He said
Wine coolers are
cooler.
about
Yeah,
the only
doesn't
thing he
know,
gets. Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
So,
Yo,
anyways,
Old Norse, you lame, dude.
I know we kind of went on a tangent with the old Red Green show, and then also going through our shorts. But it was kind of cool to go back memory lane on our shorts and kind of talk about some things. And it also was able to help us with the episode because we can talk about things like the bumper and stuff like that. So next week, Wednesday, 8 o'clock, and we'll be here. We'll be here on time, and hopefully we won't be sick. So
As long as you don't get me sick.
yeah, we're just, always playing tonsil hockey with each other out here in the shop, working on the truck. So,
Did you really have to tell everybody that?
jokes. It's jokes, okay? But yeah, that's it. Oh, Brittany probably wants me to do our closing, huh?
Yeah, you gotta close it like you normally
yeah.
do, but I gotta be
What'd I
out of the
say?
picture, so you gotta get. Hold on, we gotta do this again. Did I remember how to do this? Oh yeah. So we're at Joe's. Wait. Oh, there we go.
Bye, Kyle. Bye, Kyle.
All right, Joe's official ending. Here we go.
That's so big.
Do it.
I look like that Chick-fil-A girl. Have you seen that? No Chick-fil-A sauce? Have you seen that video? Oh.
Just end the video.
Okay, anyways, besides that. How do we end these? I'm trying to remember the last one. Oh, yeah. We got everything accomplished in today's episode that we wanted to get done.
Say it with some enthusiasm.
Yeah,
Let's
anyways.
go.
That's a wrap for today's episode. We really appreciate you guys watching. Like and subscribe. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace.